Who doesn't love fluffy little animals? They're fluffy, little, and animals. It's in the name. So when games give us the opportunity to smush their little faces or give them a pat on the noggin, we grab that opportunity with both hands and give it some good scritches.
What's up, dog?
But some games cruelly withhold the ability to pet certain animals because I guess they hate love. Don't you, Watch Dogs 2? Thanks to Lynn Ogg on Twitter for the inspiration, and now let's take a look at some of the cute critters that these mean games didn't let us give tummy rubs to. The monsters.
The story of cats in the Assassin's Creed series is an epic and complicated one. You could almost say it's an odyssey.
Boo!
When cats were first introduced in Assassin's Creed 3, Connor could say hello to them, prompting them to rub up on his ankles like adorable little boot cleaners. And they were there again in Black Flag, polishing Edward Kenway's fancy pirate boots. But when Unity came along, presumable cat hater Arno could no more pet cats than he could reliably access co-op mode. Mais les petits chats est très beau. Je veux le chat. And then again in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, cats were reduced to just hanging around and looking pretty. So pretty. It wasn't until Origins that we could properly pet history's finest felines once again, to our great appreciation. Not only could you crouch next to them to smooth their fuzzy heads, but cats often followed you around as you explored. There was even a special desynchronization message if you harmed too many of these four-legged fur babies, thanks to their revered status in ancient Egypt. Also, excessive offence to me! What the heck is wrong with you? Sadly, in the last chapter of these Assassin's Creed Cat Chronicles, you can no longer affectionately interact with cats in the most recent game, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. In fact, they are nowhere to be found, instead replaced by a whole heap of uninteractive farm animals. Like Assassin's Creed Idiocy? It's another pun on Odyssey. It's like cats.
When Grand Theft Auto 5 first came out, the public was most excited about the inclusion of the Rottweiler Chop.
I think they were more excited about all the other stuff?
No, it was definitely the dog. You could have Chop accompany you around Los Santos, he could help on missions, you could play as him, and best of all, you could play fetch.
Bring it back, boy.
But apart from this slobber chops, the only other animal in the game was sharks, nature's least huggable creature. Look, I tried. Until, that was, the enhanced edition of the game came out, which introduced all sorts of animals, but most importantly, cats and more dogs. Unfortunately for fans of fussing felines, 0 cats could be interacted with. Instead, your only option was to accidentally scare them away from you, often into oncoming traffic. Oh! Oh, God! Oh! It's fine. It's probably fine. And dog fans weren't much better off. Chop was still the only interactive canine.
Whatever, dude.
Guys, I tried. However, though animal lovers might have been disappointed they couldn't pet all the animals they encountered on the city streets, they could at least experience the city as one, should they chow down on a peyote plant.
You fool. Oh, man.
Aw, so lovingly rendered. Plus, you can snuggle humans. Oh, did I say snuggle? I meant horribly maim. Oops. Once more, I tried. I'm gonna stop trying.
Fallout 4's perennial good boy dog meat returns of course for Fallout 4 and is as handsome and loyal as ever. When you first find dog meat in the wasteland, you naturally welcome him with open arms and a scritch behind his big old German Shepherd ears.
You lose your owner, buddy? Okay then, let's stick together.
But once he joins you, you don't get to pet dog meat so much as make interspecies small talk with him.
Hey boy, you know any tricks?
Although, we suppose there must be some physical interaction when you load him up with all your crap to carry. Look, dog meat, I know you were hoping for some tummy rubs, but how about this minigun instead, eh? However, the creature entirely overlooked when it comes to getting much needed attention from humans is yet again the humble cat. No, we won't leave it alone, we're outraged. These furry cuties can be spotted all over the wasteland, miraculously not irradiated despite all the nuclear mess. Yet the only way you can interact with cats in the game is by shooting them, which is the exact opposite of cuddling them. It's not like Bethesda don't understand the many benefits to cat companionship, since in the Wasteland Workshop DLC, you can add cats to your settlement to boost morale. How is that supposed to work when I can't cuddle them? Am I just supposed to look at them and feel better? Oh, actually, yeah, that does work.
You're acting real funny there.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is chock-a-block with cute animals, although they're mostly there to be hunted and skinned in punishing detail. Well, can't watch Bambi ever again. When it comes to domesticated animals though, the game is more sentimental. You can pet your horse to bond with it, and in a significant upgrade from Rockstar's previous game, GTA 5, you could make a fuss of any and all good doggos you meet in settlements.
Hey boy.
Yes, I can see why it's pulling ahead in the Game of the Year polls. In fact, the ability to crouch down and continuously pat a dog until the advent of the motorcar might mean you don't get much else done.
What lovely weather.
Luke!
Oh, sorry, I did it again, didn't I? Yet Arthur's affection for critters does not extend to the domesticated feline. The most a player can do is accidentally startle a kitty and make it run away. We get it, Rockstar, you're dog people. What did cats ever do to you? Such was the sense of injustice that some players started an online petition to introduce cat petting to the game, which included a threat to never pet any of the dogs in the game unless changes were made. Maybe it's for the best. I mean, have you seen what happens when Arthur tries to pet a rabbit? Rabbit owners, look away now.
Oh God!
I said look away!
Clear the way. I'm position gerecht. What are you playing at?
Dogs were first domesticated some 20 to 40,000 years ago, which means that there were loads of them around by the comparatively recent events of the Assassin's Creed games. And yet, over the course of this historical series, dog lovers have had it rough. Get it? Do you get it? Never mind. Anyway, much like with the ability to pet cats in Assassin's Creed games, the developers giveth and then they taketh away the power to pet pooches. In Assassin's Creed 3, Connor was free to make a fuss of many a good boy in the old-timey US. And in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, again, dogs were properly interactive. But then came along Assassin's Creed Unity with a distinct lack of puppy love. In fact, the devs said pas de chat, and there were next to no pooches to be found in 18th century Paris. Well, I guess they couldn't fit any more animals in there when the game was already filled with bugs.
Oh! Oh!
And things have barely improved since, given how none of the subsequent games, Syndicate Origins or Odyssey, had characters capable of patting puppers. This all amounts to a curious situation where, if only for his talent in befriending dogs, Connor is one of our favourite assassins of all time. Oh God, Connor! You petted him too hard! With a knife!
Foxes are adorable. They have big pointy ears, bushy tails, and my heart. So when you see the tiniest and most adorable version of foxes scurrying around in Dragon Age Inquisition, you can't help but want to get involved with those silky looking scamps. A species of fox with ears so big we're surprised they can keep their whittle heads up, Fennecs can be found in the mountainous regions of Inquisition. Fun fact, a group of Fennec foxes is known as a tangle. But as much as we crave the ability to scratch these critters behind their big ears, we can't. Instead, they flee us, most likely because they've seen what we've done to the rest of the local wildlife. Which is to say, smashed them with magic, then whipped off their pelts to make into garish armour. Worth it.
That's a good doggy.
Believe it or not, Watch Dogs didn't have any actual dogs in it. I mean, how are you supposed to watch dogs if there aren't any there? Right? Come on. But nope, dogs didn't turn up until Watch Dogs 2. And along with the sudden influx of dogs came the ability to pet each and every one of them.
It's all gone to the dogs, buddy.
We admit to being constantly sidetracked by greeting all the good doggos in San Francisco. From the big boys
What's up, dog?
to the teeny ones.
Aren't you friendly?
It's so small. Dogs were not the only barking mammals to be found though. Just off the pier, much like by Pier 39 in real-world San Francisco, there is a colony of very loud sea lions. And unlike in real-world San Francisco, you can totally jump off the pier and go introduce yourself without being immediately arrested and banned from the city, Miss Rose. So imagine our disappointment on discovering you can't interact with these big, smooth, honking sea dogs. Instead, they all launch themselves into the harbour to get the heck away from you and your sweet parkouring. It's almost like they're wild animals or something.
They are.
You better not be lying to me.
Boo! Boo! Stop! But no, boo!
Still, their feline named inclusion at all somewhat makes up for the fact that there are absolutely zero cats in this game, despite the many variations of adorable doggo. Seriously, what is it with all these games leaving out cats? I mean, just, put him in one of the little mocap suits with the ping bobbles on it. They'll love it. Be fine. No problems at all.
What do you think about the current state of affairs?
So those were some of the animals, the sweet, sweet little animals that we wanted to pet in games, but we couldn't because the game wouldn't let us. And it's been very frustrating to talk about them and look at this footage, and yet I'm still not petting an animal. Ellen, yep. Ah, yes. Now I'm petting an animal. I assume it's a real one. There we go. If it's not real, how did it make the noise? Proof as if it were needed. Checkmate, viewer. Checkmate. Anyway, if you've enjoyed watching me and my real dog talk about video games, then maybe you'll like watching us talk about more. Up here, there's a video from us. It's all about, what's it about, Ellen? Trains. It's about trains in games. You want to see some trains? And he's sniffing out with his real dog nose. Another video that's all about skills you can't believe you had to unlock. That's over on Outside Xbox. And if you like this, then why not subscribe? Arrgh, he seems to say.